Debbie. Forget.
Hello, Chip. Good morning.
Chip.
You are live. I feel lost.
Chip's over there dancing, everybody.
And good Monday morning. I am Chuck Matthews, star of the Chuck Matthews Show, along with Taylor Turcotte, also in the studio, future Congressman Ron Eller.
Oh,
Oh, God, Ron. That was...
hey, I got energy this morning, brother.
Headset didn't realize that. And then, of course, Debbie Brzezinski running for election commissioner, District 5, and taking advantage of what I've offered every election commissioner in this in our listing area, Madison County, Hinds County. If you want to come on the show, you need to get out here and get on the show with me. All you got to do is call me on the phone, and we'll work that out. I can be fine. This morning we're streaming live on Facebook. I don't know what else. Two or three things, and then we're on the StreamYard. We're on the this, and we're on the that, and
You're on my Facebook Live.
and on my Facebook Live, we have on one of them we have the district. I want you to see how big the district is that Benny Thompson represents. It's the red area on the map, y'all. When you see that, and of course it goes from Memphis to Natchez or Louisiana.
No.
Louisiana. Franklin and Mick County.
West side of I-55 plus 4 of the counties. You'll see it all there, and you'll understand.
This is a big deal. It's bigger than the state of Rhode Island.
And my thing is the Republican Party let this happen. That's what bothers me more than anything else. The Republican Party let this district become a wasteland.
I heard that the Republican Party made a deal with Benny Thompson decades ago that there would never be a Republican to challenge them.
And that's why
Well, there is a Republican that's challenging and will win.
And will win. But
Right.
but despite them, because I mean they have not, the Republican leadership that is other than the one you've gotten both senators, right?
Correct.
You've
Cindy
got
Hyde-Smith, Roger Wicker,
you've got the
Tate
governor,
Reeves,
you've got
former governors, Bill Bryant,
You
Haley Barbour,
Andy Gibson.
Andy Gibson. He is a powerhouse.
Who else?
Well, Shad White.
Shad And
Kathy
you-
Chisholm.
Jonathan
Dan
McMillan,
Banks.
John McMillan
Yeah.
from Madison County.
There are a lot of state representatives and state senators.
But we have the
There's
supermajority.
Rodney Hall.
We have the supermajority. Rodney Hall, y'all know who that is.
Oh yeah, I know who Rodney
He is an up and coming.
I'm looking forward to going to his promotion. He's going to be pinning on Lieutenant Colonel here pretty soon.
I mean, come on, people. But
I'm proud of my generation of some of the.
But it looks to me
These
like
boys
the
coming
other any representatives,
Okay.
any of the people from the House of Representatives that is currently in Washington, any of them have come out? Any? Okay, so
Kelly has.
Trent Kelly has. But other than that, I guess the rest of them, Michael Guest and everybody, is scared of Benny Thompson. Why do you want to be scared and support the Republican? I don't understand. Because I personally asked Michael Guest 2 or 3 times, we're going to do something. We're going to do something. We're going to do something. You're still sitting on your hands doing nothing, Michael Guest. And I'm going to say it out loud. I like you. We're good buddies, I guess. I don't say we're real good. I mean, you were there in Canton when it all started for me with the corruption, but the other side of that, and you were trying to help, and then of course you got sent off to Washington.
Wow, I didn't know you had connections like that.
Well, they were investigating the voter fraud crime. He knows more about voter fraud crime in Madison County than anybody.
And you're just now telling me this?
Oh, I've known all along. But when he went to
You're
Washington,
just now telling me this?
and when he went to Washington, I was like, this is a guy who, when he gets up there, he can help us fix all this, but he's scared of Benny. That's what I see. I mean, I'm tired of Republicans being scared of Benny. I'm tired of walking up to a Republican going, well, you know, Chip, I know you mean well, but we ain't got a chance to win.
We have a chance this year.
We have more than a chance.
We have, I mean.
We have momentum.
Well,
along with momentum, you don't have anybody. The Democrats are not going to show up at the polls to vote for Camel Toe.
no.
They're not.
And they didn't show up in 2022 to vote for Benny.
And then the other side of
And
that.
he said it.
And 2 years ago, the Republicans had 42% of the vote, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So if Democrats.
And their numbers were cut in half.
And if we had some help on cutting down Democrat cheating in Benny's district, which we know in Madison County, they don't care. And the Madison County executive.
It's Hines County that concerns.
Hines County, but in Madison County, the executive committee could have shown up to help select people at the election commission meeting a few weeks ago, but no, they didn't go. They didn't go.
Well, we
need Republicans who are elected or in a position to help to get up off your butt and help us.
Well, we need maybe some off-duty law enforcement to come in and maybe help escort the boxes from, because I'm beginning to wonder, maybe there's 10 people at polls that are in the car counting to be sure in the back seat that the numbers match.
It's illegal to put policemen at the polls.
No. I'm saying we need somebody to follow the box from the precinct to the courthouse to be sure that we don't have heads counting ballots in these cars.
In the training that I did with Timothy Jenkins when I was still on the Madison County Executive Committee,
right.
In that training, we told the poll watchers to be there at the end of the day
to follow home
and follow the box.
Well, that's good to know. We need poll watchers to show up at the end of the...
And then we need somebody with the party standing there when they come into the courthouse, and when it's not sealed, challenge the box before it comes in. Challenge the box at the door.
Tell me how to get in to do that, then I'll do that.
No, just be at the front door. The box has to roll through the door.
The box comes in downstairs for the basement.
Well, you should be able to. The box
I should be able to stand right there.
You should be able to go where every box goes.
Exactly.
Boxes should not go into these secret places. Hold on, we got a phone call. Let's see what's going on here. Good morning, WYB. Hello? 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 Yeah, that's what I expect. It's probably somebody from the Republican Party calling mad at me, which I got calls last week on that. You know, I don't know. We'll go through that.
Could have been a telemarketer.
Hey, could have been a telemarketer. Hello. We'd like you to vote for Benny.
Well, I've had a couple this morning already. Let's see, burial insurance. Hey, you are eligible for a free phone, and et cetera, et cetera.
Well,
I'm old.
Free phones come from the Democrats. Burial insurance.
I feel safe saying I'm the oldest guy in this room right now.
Yeah.
And I would be the second oldest guy in the room. Are any of y'all identifying as a guy?
No.
Well, speaking of that, Chip, did you know that testicular injuries are up 1,000% in female sports?
Yes, they are. Yes,
that's amazing.
And
that's kind of a Democrat agenda.
Are they going around and kicking each other?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
2 men's competing.
Okay. We're going to take a break on that. And we'll be back live with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show. If you got something on your mind, call in. We'd love to hear from you today. But we got to get these people into office. Debbie Brzezinski is running in District 5, Madison County. Ron Eller running for Congress in District 2 against big, bad, cheating Benny. That is just a crook and a criminal. Allegedly. We'll be right back here on WYAB.
Mississippi Stimulating Talk.
Allegedly. I guess that's what I'm going to talk about.
Whatever you want.
I cut on Mike. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I haven't got a note today.
Well, I just got somebody to call me. Hey, I'm a poll watcher. Christy Duckworth. She's down in Raymond.
In Raymond? Okay. Y'all are gonna hear this on Facebook, on the radio. I've got my kids basically
Go.
hitting the precincts that are in the most questionable areas, like down around Ellis Avenue and that kind of stuff. And he's been thinking poll watchers for weeks now, at least since mid-August, I'd say. So we're gonna have poll watchers in the ghetto, but they're not gonna be lawfully poll watching. These are all gonna be kids who care about the vote, but they aren't following the law on a daily basis, so they're not gonna do it now. But they're gonna be watching it, and I wouldn't be surprised they're following out. But we need to break down the precincts, and we need to have poll watchers, especially if 21 precincts did come in.
Yep.
We may need to have that on the air.
I hadn't heard a word you said.
She's talking about the 21 districts that failed to turn in their stuff until the day
The
after.
precincts in Hines County, and they need to mention that all of those precincts really need to be heavily watched.
Okay.
When did you get the glasses?
Let
by
Debbie
the way?
talk.
Huh? Well, I've had them.
That's a good look on you.
Thank you. I still don't.
Now, see, as an old guy, I'll share some old man
And
wisdom.
Debbie, I want you to talk. and
Girls
then
with
do the head
glasses
of the
get
read.
more passes. A story for the face.
I think that's true. But
Y'all look like you're sharing
We'll
it.
give you an extra free target just for mentioning Kim Wade show. Come on in and work on
so
your
bad. Chip.
exercise. That's too late, right? That if we don't fight for it, we
Do I
won't.
need to show y'all a video how it's done?
They're too low for me now, so that's why I don't wear them a whole lot. Is because I literally have got to pull my readers down to be able to read with these. So I have 2 pairs of
I'm
glasses.
here to tell you that it's the best.
It doesn't work anymore.
Zero to turn
It's
them over.
not.
With unmatched volume cut, ease of operation,
Lots of
low
stuff.
maintenance, it's no
Is that
wonder
Benny
why
right there?
Benchmark is the #1 choice
Is that a picture of Benny?
Besides its
Let's
power,
see.
That.
22 inches,
I don't know, I couldn't tell.
Neither. It looks
I
like.
was looking at it.
I have seen that photo. Somebody in media sent it to me
Is that,
on
is
a
that
plane,
Benny?
and they
Yeah,
said
that's
it.
Benny with somebody not other than his significant other.
Oh, somebody else besides his girlfriend. Can y'all see that? There's all kind of pictures of him and Tony Johnson.
This was the day before the NAACP event in Vicksburg. I showed up. Benny wasn't there.
Yeah, I heard that Tony Johnson
Daily specials. We're open
and him
Tuesday,
have got a
through
fling going on, and
Saturday,
it makes
10
sense because I've seen pictures of them together. There's a picture of the 2 of them like
Instagram,
this,
and now
Benny
on
and
TikTok.
Tony like this, and then you look off to the side, and it's Miss Horton, one of the election commissioners, and it's like they've got their back.
These microphones are hot.
To the radio? I know, I know. These are pictures that I looked up on Facebook, literally. Picture of him.
I've gotten in more trouble over that than I ever did.
Oh crap! Well, it's all.
I don't know,
True.
but
You can
it,
look all that up yourself on Facebook. She's got pictures.
yeah.
She's got pictures when she was supposed to be at home with an ankle bracelet.
everything for football season.
Out and about.
Real beers, saucy wings, pizza with saucy
Yeah.
boneless wings on it.
It's like our home field
All
advantage.
depends on the person
I mean, we have to
monitoring
leave.
those ankle breaks.
Oh yeah. Well, and then you know,
To a W for the
she
squad.
was called the monitor.
Chances, as much as I like you can say.
Wings, beer, and new boneless
I don't
barbecue.
know if it's true or not. She's more than welcome to, state something on
Participating
her
Buffalo Wild Wings. Beer for dining only.
Facebook.
Please drink responsibly.
of her boyfriend.
Welcome back to the chip.
You can talk.
And good Monday morning. How you doing? Chip Matthews here with the Chip Matthews Show.
I need to flip this around and Chip.
Hey, yes. And then if you're looking on one version of Facebook, it doesn't have anything but background here, and that says FAFO.
Oh.
And then on the screen on one of them, it shows Benny Thompson District. That's that red area that covers up 50. It looks like half of the state belongs to Benny,
It does.
And the other-
It does.
and the other 3 House of Representative guys from the state in Congress, they have just the other half, and they say, "Oh, Benny, please let me hide from you, Benny. Benny, I'm not going to go out and talk bad about you. I'm not going to go and be on your side and help Ron. No." Okay, never mind. I digress. Okay.
Well,
And Ron, I'm sorry.
That's
I mean,
okay.
I want everybody to know I am not a member of the Ron Eller campaign. I'm just on the wagon, and I believe that Ron should win. I don't want anybody to ever associate me that I am on your team. But
That's true.
but I am on your team like the other patriots
you are
in
not-
Mississippi that want to see Benny Thompson defeated.
You are an enthusiastic patriot.
Some
Is
people
he on? Is Ron on your ballot?
ballot.
I mean, you're in District 2, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you are his voter. So you have every right to be on his
And he says I'm an enthusiastic what?
Patriot.
Patriot.
voter. You're a vote. I mean, on top
Most,
of everything, he's
most
on your
Republicans would say I'm just crazy.
ballot.
You're enthusiastic.
Chip, you take on these challenges. Chip, you run for mayor of Canton. It's all black.
I was
How
asking.
can you
Like,
get the mayor of Canton?
where do y'all see black when you go? Look, in politics, I don't see black and white anywhere.
It's
all
green,
I
brother.
see is green, and you people are stealing it. There's the Republican side that steals as much as they can with the Democrats. And then you have the conservative Republicans that are in the party who are fighting the rest of y'all who are just lying about being Republicans. You're just lying. That's why you don't come out and do what you're supposed to do and support Ron Eller and the other conservative people on the ballot. I'm going to say it out loud. You're lying.
Well, Chip, you know, and I've said it many a times before, it is not a red America, blue America, white America, black America. We're all Americans, and we must be united for that common good going forward. Because if we are not united, then we will fail as a state and a nation. It talks about this in the Bible, both in Luke and Matthew. A kingdom that is divided is a house that'll fall. And in 1 Corinthians 10, it talks about having to be united for the common good. Well, brothers and sisters, we need to be united going forward. I'm Ron Eller. I'm an America First candidate, and I need your help. Go to helpron.com.
Yes,
Hoorah.
money helps. And speaking of money help, last week we got into a lot of trouble. We really didn't get in trouble. I had a lot of calls telling me I needed to go back and define to my listeners who can get money from the Republican Party and be endorsed by the Republican Party and who can't be. And then they're splitting hairs on a nonpartisan race. Crap, y'all. I just don't believe that. The way I look at it is a nonpartisan race. Stay out of it if you're if it's not party politics. Don't need to be gone. Now, if you're conservative, you just leave the party and be a conservative. It's just like me being for Ron. You're not supposed to do the other. But of course, those people have not given money to Ron Eller at all, and they're out moving money into PACs in order to put it behind other people. And that's what you want to do. I'm not going to knock the candidates. I don't feel like are the problem. I think the enthusiasm of certain members of the party want their agenda met. And so they're going to do what they want to do. And be damned, you're not going to do anything about it. And so they call me splitting hair. I was getting calls as late as 10 o'clock with text messages on legal rulings and legal laws and on something I said last week. And then, of course, Clarion Ledger does an article on these things. And I'm going, well, I guess I'm sniffing up the wrong tree. Because if the Clarion Ledger's on it, it's got to be corrupt.
I don't read the Clarion Ledger.
Me neither. But I saw it, was somebody sent it to me, and I just said, oh, y'all, I'm not getting in it. I'm not getting in it. It's 2 weeks from the election. You haven't gotten $1 from the Madison County Executive Committee at all.
That's correct.
And they voted to give him the money 100 and something days ago when they decided that I didn't need to be a part of them anymore because I'm insane and crazy. No, they're not Republicans.
Well,
half of them. Some of them aren't. I know there are good people in there because I've embedded some conservatives into their group, and they're embedded, and they're waiting on me to give the sleeper cell word to take them over.
Well, I'm hopeful that, we will continue to grow our tent. When you look at the Republican Party, I would tell you, really, we could probably change our name to the America First Party. And that's what it's about, putting America first. And the Democrats are about everything but putting America first.
And now that Trump is on to the enemy within, and here in Mississippi, the enemy within. I mean, we'll hear Jameson Haygood come in here today and blow all the theories out the world, and you're going to sit there and it's going to rain where the government wants it to rain, and this, that, and the other. It's all going to happen. But the reality is, we have a supermajority in the state of Mississippi.
we do.
And we can't get anything passed.
Well, they vote purple.
And then they took away our ballot initiative from us so that we can't be like other states and have a ballot initiative that would just say in this election, we can have it on the ballot. Y'all, just think if we could have it on the ballot, we could put on there, we're voting to decide that all people that vote in Mississippi elections are at least Americans.
Correct.
But we can't do that. We don't have a ballot initiative in Mississippi. They took it from us. And the last thing we voted for that we all agreed on in Mississippi was
the flag.
Flag and pot.
Marijuana.
And marijuana. And they took that away from us. They said, no, we got to legislate that. We got to legislate that. And they're sitting there going, well, Amazon would have never come to Mississippi if we had got rid of the flag. No, Amazon was coming to Mississippi because all they want is profit, 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 profit. And they know that you people can be bought. That's it.
Well, you know, from a business standpoint, I would tell you, like when they were looking at putting the Amazon headquarters in Queens, New York, I went to the Hines County Economic Development Team when the AOC got that deal thrown out. And I was like, you know, we need to go after this deal. They laughed at me. They said, Ron Eller, you can't get this deal. And I said, why not? I said, when you look at Hines County, you're sitting on two major highways crossing this nation, 55 north and south, 20 east and west. You have major railways, you have major waterways, you have an international airport, we have cheaper property, lower taxes, better weather. We could do this. And they said, well, you don't have the people that could man those jobs right now. I said, you know, it's a 3-year build-up. It's a 6-month training program. We could train those people. And what you can't train, they would move here. Let's face it. You're talking about jobs for people making $100,000+ a year.
But then
in Mississippi, somebody that makes $100,000 a year, what do we call them? Rich.
But what would have happened?
What would you call them in Queens, New York? Lower middle class at best.
But here's what the problem was there. I'm going to tell you what the problem was there. That would create new housing in the district, and those housings would have been quality houses in neighborhoods that people would have wanted to live in. And God forbid if a Republican moved into that district after we've worked so hard to kill that district. That's what Benny Thompson would say, because Benny Thompson kills the areas to where Republicans leave that area.
Well,
and that's his goal. Republicans leave my area where I can stay in office for 100,000 years. Let's just depress the area.
Where everybody leaves, so
Well-
he doesn't have the people on the road, so he doesn't have to do the managing of the roads and pay for that kind of stuff. So he just sticks it in his pocket. That's why he wants more counties and doesn't care that his population's dropping.
And she meant
the,
that
the,
allegedly.
Did I mean that
the
already?
population since the last census has dropped 60,000 people. That's why they added 4 more counties.
That's why
When you look at the district, there are 30 counties, 16 in the top 100 poorest counties in the nation. Look at that map on Ship's feed over there. 5 of those are in the top 10 poorest counties in the nation. It's time that we have an economic change, because right now the 2nd Congressional District looks like a third world country. It looks like a war zone. I can drive you through there and show you photos that you'd shake your head and say, well, how could this be, Ron Eller?
And Mississippi Republican leaderships in a conservative state that's all red, except for half of it, you know, that doesn't make sense. And we have a supermajority, and it doesn't make sense that we do not try to fix Benny's district. And Benny doesn't want us to help him fix it. Now, that you'll hear press conferences where they're bringing in hundreds and thousands and billions of dollars into the district, that no telling where the COVID money went for every one of those counties. Yeah, I mean, COVID was going to cure all of us. And when you go back through the whole history of all the revenue streams that were going to make our lives easy, where we would never have to pay taxes again. Listen, Tate Reeves has been trying to get rid of the income tax and the sales tax and all that. And we put in gambling to get rid of it. After gambling, we would never have to put another dollar into education again. Okay?
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
No.
Okay, then we passed this lottery bill. We would never have to put money in anything again. Okay, y'all. All we've learned to do is spend more money. So that means that the conservative leadership of Republicans are not being Republicans. They're being Democrats. They spend the money, spend the money, spend the money, spend the money.
Well, in the state of Mississippi, we have a major access. So yes, they have been throwing money at every possible
Democrat.
infrastructure through the state. I mean, literally, you look at and Philip Gunn said it in one of our Republican women's meetings that We threw money at everything that we could possibly throw in the state to make it better. And then they still have got like a $4 billion excess. But they are not going to give any of that to Benny Thompson or Jackson because of the fact they know that it's going to be just wasted and stolen.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily want any money given
And
until.
then I heard they were talking about we have a plus size of another $1 billion that the state raised this year that they got to spend, and you're sitting there going, okay.
Well, hey, I got an idea.
And what
Let's just eliminate grocery tax. Groceries should not be taxed. I mean, come on, that's a necessity. That's not an extravagance. We all eat.
But Debbie, you're just are you awake?
Yes, I'm awake, but it's really hard to get a word in edgewise sometimes in between you guys.
Okay, y'all.
You got to fight for your mic space.
Obviously.
Now, Debbie is running for executive
Election commissioner.
election commissioner in District
District
5,
5.
Madison County, where a Democrat has been there forever, and he is already picked who he's going to put in the polls. And I can promise you that those polls mostly have Democrats in it, and there were Republicans trained to be there. And those Republicans are not there yet, and the executive committee should be out trying to get those people in place on that committee, but they're just sitting on their hands and they're going, Chip's not going to tell me what to do. Even if he's not on this committee anymore, he's not going to get on the radio and say, we got to get Republicans. When you walk into an election commission place in District 5 and you do not have Republican representation, you need to call that sorry committee and tell them they need to fix something.
I agree. And
Okay.
I have worked polls along with Chip and Sharon since we first started. And when did Cindy Hyde-Smith run? 2017?
It was a long time
And
ago.
we started working the polls at that point. We have worked them all the way up through this last election. And I have tried to be a poll worker in my own district with Leroy Lacey. He's the commissioner.
I already got my people.
But I had tried over the last number of elections to work in my own district. He finally gave in at one point, but he called me last minute and I didn't have time to go to the training. So anyway, at this point, that's when I decided I was just going to run against him because I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. I was actually on the committee for 3 years prior to this last upheaval with the whole committee with the Republican Party. But that's okay. I think I can do a better job working for the taxpayers of Madison County in District 5 as the election commissioner.
And she would be great at it, y'all. And so would we have Joanne Pearson running,
Yes,
and we
Helen
have
Carney.
Helen Carney. We need all of them to win and be in office because it is very, 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 one more time, very important that we have quality election commissioners in our county. And if we lose one of these positions, the Democrats will take over Madison County completely. And that was the plan of Delbert the Democrat to give up our area. That's what I believe, y'all. That's what I believe.
You know, we all really need to realize we think we live in a red county. Madison is purple.
Purple.
And if we don't.
And it's got a lot of blue to go with that purple.
Yes, it does. And the election commissioner is the grassroots of the beginning of having a legal election because they're not doing their jobs.
You didn't see the story on ABC yesterday morning, and you probably didn't see it either. Yesterday morning, they were talking about election commissioners and Secretary of States. And I was going, they showed all these states. I said, well, they didn't put Mississippi up there. I guess we don't publish our articles to everybody. But they said election commissions, and in this state, the election commission has all the problems and all the blame for every election. But they are, by law, they have to certify the election.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So in Georgia, the judge in Georgia passed that law recently.
No, that's a national law. And then the guys in Virginia are fighting back because if you find something wrong, you should be allowed to say you won't certify.
Exactly.
We did that in David Archie's case. I ran around to everybody and was saying, can y'all help me? And a lot of people were like, oh, you have to follow the law, and literally lit me up. And I was like, hey, once this election certifies, it is going to be impossible to have it turned over. So if you're going to do anything, you have to do it before it's certified, but you're not allowed to do anything until after.
And everybody thinks that's like the Mike Pence thing. it's kind of the same thing, but on a local level. And in Madison County, y'all, in Madison County, in Canton, Mississippi, in my election, the Democrat elected committee chose not to certify. So they came up with a phony committee, and and everybody knew they were phony. We got a letter from Michael Watson that said we cannot accept the phony committee. Then they did accept the phony committee, and then when they were going further with it to certify the general, he sued Canton to certify. And in his suing, there's possibility of jail time, according to the ABC article that was on TV. You can go to jail for not certifying something that is already, in their eyes, automatic. And when the election's over, it's automatic. You must certify.
Yeah.
That is wrong, people. That is wrong.
Exactly. What if it's that means you have no right to
Challenge.
question the
government taking it out of you. They say it's in the people's hands,
Right.
then they take it away from us. It's just
Right.
like the ballot initiative. They take it away from us. The government, that Jameson's Haygood will be in here talking about the oligarchs. The enemy within is in our own government and in our own parties. These are Republicans and Democrats working together to make sure that you can't do what you need to do.
Yes, and that was what was going to happen on January 6th when all of a sudden they were locking down everything. People don't realize that inside of the Capitol, what was going on was they were on the House floor. There were states asking for their votes back because they wanted to go back and investigate, especially Arizona that had so much trouble in Maricopa County.
Maricopa.
They would not give, and as soon as they could, they pulled the rip chain on letting people into the Capitol to be able to call that right and stop everything, because the votes would have gone back to these states to where they had already canvassed and knew that there were tons more votes than needed.
And only when Donald J. Trump goes into office will we understand everything that went on January the 6th, and understand that coming out of this election, which is only 2 weeks away,
Yes.
2 weeks
2 weeks from tomorrow.
and a day,
Yep.
2 weeks and a day,
Yep.
there's going to be all hell to pay. And the Democrats going to say it's okay that they do it. And I'm going to go, we're going to put if we put the whole government in jail, I'll be happy.
Well, we might as well cut it down. It's
Except
not,
for
the federal
Ron.
government needs to be cut down by 75% anyway.
Well, yeah.
Well, look what happened the last time Benny ran. 21 precincts in Hinds County failed to turn in their boxes with their votes and things. Those 21 precincts need to be under scrutiny.
Under scrutiny. And
I
we
mean,
need to
I know Taylor is real familiar with
But
this,
that doesn't-
and they stole that election from Brian Flowers.
And that only happens if the Republican Party, for the state and for the Republican Party of Hinds County and every county out there, Madison County, everybody in Benny's district, it's as if they show up at the polls and watch. You got to be there to see what's going on. You cannot just throw your hands up in the air and act like somebody else is going to do your job for you. You have been elected, and people in the county think you're the people that are supposed to be running things, and you're going to take care of us. And it's just like those legislatures that are at the Capitol. None of you want to take care of us. None of you want to take care of the people. We got to take a break. We'll be back.
Pay the bills.
WYAB. Pay the bills. That's right. And speaking of paying the bills, helpron.com. Helpron.com.
Whoa.
And speaking of paying the bills,
Is it true that anybody can show up at the end of the day and watch them count and close out?
Yes.
We need to say that.
Everybody. They cannot shut the doors. They can't. They're not supposed to close the doors. They can't lock the doors. They can't block anything. They're supposed to print it, put it on the wall. You have all the rights to come in and read whatever's posted.
Right, but I mean, at the end of the day, when they're shutting down the polls,
Yes.
you can walk in. Anybody can
And
walk in.
watch them put it
You need
through
to say that.
their
Why
entire.
don't- Since you're election commissioner, why don't you say that?
Okay.
Into these polls,
Yep.
and anybody can walk in.
Value of your crops. Holcomb Aerial Service.
Am I on point today?
879-8008.
I ain't gone crazy.
Yeah, I need to flip this camera and just put it on you, because I mean, you're so
Wow.
entertaining watching me.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get you off script all the time.
Removal. Tri-County Tree Service has
Like
the right
Clydesdale.
equipment to safely handle the most technical
Well,
tree
sometimes
jobs
you don't. You have your
or
next,
tree
maybe I need to be laying it
removals
up.
or damage can
Natural.
happen year-round.
Just-
So let them
just
speed it
roll.
up and they'll deal with
Just on
your
roll
issues.
this
Oh,
morning.
where's that
By phone at
thing I told you to take a picture of?
Hey,
It's on
David.
your phone. You can't get
Glad to see you're watching.
That's Trico Tree Service.
Posted
No, y'all, let me see. If I go away, hold on and let me.
CBS News Brief.
And
Secretary
Pam
Gates
Shoemaker,
is headed to the
glad to
Middle
see you
East
there,
in
too.
a push to end hostilities between Israel, Hamas,
Y'all let me
and
know if you're
Hezbollah.
watching, if you can
CBS
still
Christy
see.
Duckworth, I've seen that you're a poll watcher, and I appreciate your service
Come back.
to the nation and to the state and to Hines County. Thank you.
Defense Secretary Lloyd
And I want to give a shout out to those folks who've been helping me, like Carol and Pat and Fred and Marie and Lori and Belinda, Lisa, Cindy and Chris and Greg and Sue and Susan. You guys are number one. I appreciate you, and I really,
fundraiser for it.
we wouldn't be where we're at
A
without
doggy
your
thing.
help. You're great people. Thank you.
Joe Moody's been championing Robert Roberson's cause.
The way shaken baby
It's not
syndrome was
all.
understood 20 years ago isn't good science anymore, and yet the Court of Criminal Appeals hasn't weighed any of
Also,
that evidence.
Just in case it doesn't come up, the Hines County Republican women are having a meeting today at the Mississippi GOP down on Yazoo Street at 11:30. It'd be a good chance to interact with some of the GOP leadership as well as to get involved and sign up for phone banking.
The areas of town that are maybe a little more desired.
Where do you buy 'em?
Jensen.net.
There's a QR code down at the bottom.
Here,
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a look around.
It'd be hard to move past the guilt.
I'll post where that's.
Debbie, say hey to everybody out there in Facebook land.
Hey,
And that's Terry over there.
Hey, Tammy.
Tammy, what
What were you?
Tracy.
Tracy's.
I knew it was something.
I can't remember it, but Chip.
Chip couldn't remember her
That's
name.
Tammy and Betty.
Yeah. No, he's gotten over
There's
it
Chip.
now, I think he's gotten over it now. He doesn't like lock up anymore. Look at me.
Open door company
Say my name.
providing quality residential garage and commercial overhead door products
Tammy.
to Mississippians for over 50 years.
Tanya,
Open door
I
is
didn't think of Tammy that I've known except for,
and services
I mean,
such
there's Tracy
as
that I've known back.
Master, commercial and residential
Seventh
door
grade,
operators,
what,
as
Mississippi?
well as Clopay, sectional commercial
Tracy,
residential.
but she lived across the street from
commercial shop and
First Baptist Church. Anybody can remember that?
Rolling steel and shutters with many.
oh, I guess I ought to give a shout out to my wife, Dory. Love you, and I appreciate your help and support.
Burgers, blues,
She's at home taking care of the dogs, and we now have a cat too. Our son brought home a cat, so it's panic and chaos in our household. Cats and dogs living together. I mean, next thing you know, you'll be expecting Republicans and Democrats to live together.
Cheese sticks. Don't forget burgers, blues, barbecue has multiple food
I
trucks.
think I have cash in my purse to pay you. If I had it.
Burgers,
I think I have cash in my purse to pay. Okay. And I'm gonna leave now.
And going live.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show. And here is your host, Chip Matthews.
And we're back on the Chip Matthews Show again this morning. That's right. We're here. We're all in the studio, ready to go. That worked. Where am I getting an echo? Who am I getting an echo out of?
Eat my sneaks.
Somebody's got their mic up.
Oh.
Okay. Is that you?
Yeah, but it wasn't a minute ago.
Well, now it is. Yeah. Okay. There you
Not
go.
anymore.
Okay. Don't get me started. What is
Oh,
it?
Lord.
Okay, whatever. We're back here on the show, and
It's wireless, Mike.
technical difficulties, and mostly it's just a female problem.
Be careful. Be
Bringing
careful.
extra stuff. I forgot what we were talking about today.
Well, first thing we need to talk about is we need, at the end of the day, when they start counting, we can show up and watch. Go
Okay,
to the
the
poll.
voting process of the
Yeah.
day. The voting, okay. And the bad thing is most of these people that are elected into office and the people that run these committees do not know anything about running a poll, working a poll, or anything to do with elections, and they want to act like they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And then when they say they don't know, well, yeah, that's why we've been training people. And in
Yes.
Madison County, on that executive committee, while we were training those people, only like 3 or 4 people from the 34 people committee showed up.
Right.
And they don't understand the process, and you don't understand. Yeah, you're running elections for Madison County. You got election commissioners, and you got you representing the Republican half of the party, and you can't show up to figure out what the hell's going on.
Please.
Now I know they got a class coming up soon that they're going to try to have a class. Of course, they hadn't contacted me to help train the class. I hope they figure this out. But the thing here is, when the polls open, everybody is allowed to be in the building when the polls open. After the polls open, then you have to have credentials from a
Okay.
candidate to stay all day.
All right.
Okay. Then when the polls close, the public is invited to be there to watch each machine read out. You don't need credentials. You can watch it being read out, and you can watch the boxes, the paperwork get filled out, and the seals put on the boxes, and then follow that box all the way to the courthouse. These are things that you can do on your part as a citizen to help secure the election, since your parties are not doing this for you. You've got to do this, and just to trust the election commissioner that you've elected, that's no good in some
can't.
situation, because they're not the ones with the box. They're the ones at the courthouse waiting on the box to get to them, and then when it comes in, you would think that they would make a note that the box was not sealed or something, but they really don't do that.
No, they don't. No, they don't. We found in David Archie's election, we found empty ballot boxes that had nothing in them. In 2022 in Hinds County, the poll worker training book was missing every other page.
Well, the thing
So
here,
we really need to be there to be sure.
50% of the boxes throughout Benny Thompson's district are not sealed, because and based in Madison County on the boxes that I checked personally with Timothy Jenkins and with the circuit clerk, our chancery clerk,
Circuit clerk.
circuit clerk. When we'd go to get the box, she'd say, "This box doesn't have a seal. The paperwork wasn't filled out. The pledge was not signed. The payroll sheets were not in there," because in Madison County they've already written the checks right now for the people that are working the polls.
Right.
I mean, they've already approved them, and payroll's done.
And it doesn't matter if they get there on time or not. If they are already scheduled to be there, if they show up at 9 o'clock instead of 6, like they're supposed to be open by 7, they still get the full amount of pay that everybody else gets. And that in Madison County, that's $200, by the way.
Well, that's
In the last presidential election in Hinds County, one of the election commissioners had to leave on election day to go open a poll because nobody showed up to do it.
well,
And that was illegal for an election commissioner to go in and open up a poll. But the laws, once
I
again,
think
are
it's actually
disregarded.
illegal for them to be in the polls for an extended amount of time. I don't think, much less open it. I don't think they're even supposed to be in the polls.
yeah, voter manipulation and voter fraud and things that occur during elections occur, and people do not follow the rules. And it's not. This is not only election commissioners. They do everything within their power, and that's why we pay $200 to get quality people in there. And then in some election commissioners, and those would be the 2 Democrats in Madison County, do not follow the rules in putting their people in place.
No, they don't. And they don't. They don't purge the rolls.
There
There are so many people that are on the rolls that are dead. We don't need dead people voting.
And it
I
takes,
mean-
and then the Mississippi laws. Now that's the state legislature needs to come back in and tighten up our laws. Where one, you have to be an American to vote. I think
Agreed.
that should be good. Number 2, you need to be a Mississippian.
Agree.
Okay, you need to
Yes.
live in Mississippi with a Mississippi ID.
Agree.
Okay, we need, and I mean, right now we'll accept anybody's ID. I mean, when you go to vote today, if you were to go in to vote absentee, which you should go do, and you have your New Mexico ID, you can use your New Mexico ID because all they're allowed
It's
to
a government ID.
the state only allows you to look at the picture and
And you
the
can't.
name.
Yes, you
And
can't
it-
ask anything.
And it can be out of date up to 10 years. It can be a 10-year-old ID. Okay? These are the rules, y'all. These are the rules made up back when Delbert was Secretary of State. So we're going to take a quick break.
Nice.
We're going to
Yeah.
quick a break, and we're going to be right back
They complain
with more
so
of the
much.
Chip Matthews Show right here on WYAB.
You know, they complain so much about having to show an ID, but good Lord, they'll take anything.
I know. Like I said last week, Gilbert for governor over my dead body. So much dirt on that man from back when he was running against Chris McDaniels.
Well, you know, look at what the statistics that Alan Ramsey and Associates ran. We have people over the age of 140 in Mississippi who are active voters.
Yeah, I know why they do that.
Yeah.
I know exactly why they do that. That helped me figure out my whole that one little tidbit helped me realize how their entire scam in Hunt County, how they're running everything.
Look no further than Air South Cologne.
I'll bring all that tomorrow. We can go over the 21 precincts to do come in.
And remember, we're going to have the Republican and the Democrat with you.
Benefit from our free consultations, 24/7
The Republican and the never Trumper.
emergency service, and a free service call.
What, here in the
Got two cups?
Our satisfaction guarantee. Call Air South
So I don't really, if the three of y'all are gonna be here, then I don't need to be here tomorrow.
881 Air South.
I'm not gonna be here.
Well, I know that you'll be here tomorrow.
You don't
And
want,
Good Lord
the
willing.
people in the restaurant are gonna come in.
Homeowners and business owners.
you don't want to take on the never Trumper?
Hurricane season.
I don't wanna get hit on the whole
Your
time.
roof and
He's
gutters
not gonna
need
hit on you.
Storm ready. Complete
He
exterior.
was hard and heavy up in my face
Local experts.
at the restaurant.
Protection. The team today.
Well, you have to tell them.
No alcohol.
Look, your politics is wrong, brother.
I told Chip, I was like, if he comes, I'm sitting over there by you.
You ain't going to be hitting on me.
I'm not hitting on you, I'm sitting over there by you. You're gonna check me.
Oh Lord, that's scary. That Chip can save you.
Inquiry from the mailroom. UPS, FedEx, DHL, and the Postal Service. But did you know about all the other services we offer? If you need to have signs made, or business cards, brochures, or postcards, we can do that. If you need copies, laminating, or binding, we can do that too.
So you want me to
Do
read
need an
this or
order?
not?
Need to send a fax? Or
You're
get
gonna
a
cue me
customer
up when
order?
you want me to read
Lots
it.
of stuff.
Come
What is
check
it?
us out. We are south of Germantown.
Cheshire Abbey.
At 272 Calhoun Station.
Give a
Yeah,
dog
I'll
a
make sure we
bone.
do that first.
Mail
Okay.
order
Because we got to go to.
Top Summer sales on Highway 49 and 4.
Show ain't long enough.
I know, we need to.
Trucks and SUVs. Prices to fit your budget. At Top Summer, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drive.
We get a lot in.
We do, but we need longer.
That's one of the largest truck inventory for
No, we don't. Then we'd take too long and not get it all done.
Inventory at TopSummerSalesLLC.com. And
If we did it where it really matters.
with warranties and service contracts available.
But 4 o'clock you go off.
Well,
You get on the restaurant mode instead of.
event announcement, Hines County Republican Club Women's Meeting, 11:30 today at Yazoo, and signs.
Oh, it's not this Monday?
No.
Leave the damn signs alone.
Is lunch today. And
Ah.
next week is Rankin County Republican Women, and they're at 6 o'clock at night.
And you told me the wrong Monday, and I took off my tennis match tonight to go.
Girl, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And of course, I didn't bring anything. I'm gonna have to go dig in my car and see what I can come up with.
I'm a mess. Well, I just got moved on Thursday, so everything's kind of a. But
I'm see if I can dig around in my car and see if I can come up with some. So long as I have tennis shoes, I'm good.
to go to the thing.
To go play tennis, yeah. I'll just call them and tell them I can come.
Good. Okay, good. You can't make it up.
Or I may get home and work on the Halloween decorations. You need to ride out by my house.
I would say come down and we can.
You can do that next week.
We do what
You can
next
do that
week?
next week.
And repair.
What?
Invite them to your house
Saving repairs and lower energy.
the week before Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
I'm gonna
this,
put-
or
no,
this,
it's the 31st. I'm gonna plug my Halloween stuff too.
Google the AC Doctors and get some
Bring
relief
all the
today.
little children.
TheACDR.com.
and we're back on a Tuesday for our final segment here on the Chip Matthews Show. Debbie, let's get this in. This is for
Cheshire Abbey.
it's Cheshire Abbey. This is a buddy of mine, Tony Perkins, who is going through a tough time today because Alabama lost again. But anyway, well, we won't say that out loud.
Okay, well, Cheshire Abbey is having a fundraiser. It's called Give a Dog a Bone. It's, wait a minute, I got to get it to where I can read it. I keep making it too small.
Come on.
It's a Halloween raffle fundraiser. The sales are from the 13th to the 29th. The drawing is on the 31st. Tickets are $10 a piece, and there will be a cash pool. The actual winnings will be 20% of the amount of money that's raised. So we'll post this ad, and there's a what do you call it? The little scanner thing on the bottom.
There's a QR code.
QR code, and that's how you can actually purchase the tickets.
Okay.
And Chip and I will both put the graphic up on our Facebook page so you can see it all.
We will.
I will.
Okay.
Chip, I'll irritate Chip until he does it.
Okay. And irritating she does. But anyway, yeah, we had a great weekend at Acme Pizza. I want to thank everybody who came out and took a picture with Trump, because Trump will be back there again tonight. You can come on out and take a picture with Trump. And then, of course, Ron will be there often.
Yes.
We're probably going to have to throw your victory party. You want to go ahead and say we're going to do it at my place?
Sure.
There we go.
You know, in fact,
We'll have.
can you smoke meat?
Can I smoke meat?
I'll bring a bear hind quarter. We'll smoke a bear hind quarter.
There you go.
You better get that to him before, because he's got a big old smoker out there.
Yeah.
It's gonna take
Yeah.
a while.
I smoke the best barbecue around. So, period.
And also,
Well, for any of you that have never eaten bear meat, we'll have some
oh
there.
goodness,
There you go.
that's good. Okay, I also want to throw in here. I do live in District 5
So
of
stay-
Madison County. I am running for election commissioner. My name's Debbie Bergansky. I live at 203 Finney Road, and Halloween night, y'all bring the kids out. We have a big trick or treat. We have a big circle driveway, and bring the kids out. All ages are welcome. Come out and visit Canton.
And she will scare you.
Oh yes.
Okay, so
What you want.
we got 3 minutes left to talk about politics. Ron, where are you going to be today? Ron, of course, is running. Let's just make sure everybody understands, in case you just tuned in and you're looking on Facebook. That big red district that goes from Tennessee to Louisiana, that's Ron's district on the west side of I-55, and that's also Benny Thompson's district, and Ron is going to defeat him this time around.
Cool.
And you Republicans out there that are elected into office, you're going to come out and support him. And if you don't come out and support him after this election, I'm going to make sure that people know who you are, where you're not back in office.
We need a landslide from all Republican candidates.
Okay.
That's true.
So where will you be today, Ron?
Well, at 11:30, the Mississippi GOP has the Hinds County Republican Women's Meeting going on, and I'll be there.
Tell them I said hey.
I will do that. And hopefully we're going to sign up a whole bunch of folks to work phone banks for myself and Roger Wicker and, of course, Donald J. Trump.
Right.
And later in the day, there is a event being put on by Grip and Grin, the Barn Burner. That's happening over in Florence. They have that posted on their.
I didn't know that was a Grip and Grin event.
Well, I see Bruce Bartlett's name, et cetera, associated
Bruce,
with that.
anything Bruce does, I support.
Yeah, so I assume that to be the case.
Okay.
And I do have a special request out there. If you see a campaign sign, don't tear it down. I don't care if it's even for my opponent. My signs, I got notified the other day, all my signs in Holmes County disappeared overnight.
Hey.
And then down in Franklin County, Fred, he is a great patriot and helping. My 4x8 sign down there got cut into 3 chunks overnight.
Y'all, Democrats will do this to you. I'm just going to let you know. I've seen it. I've taken pictures of my district when they ran over my signs. You got to, when you see something, say something on this thing. It's a felony to take down political signs.
And well, our signs in Canton were taken down at the polling place.
But you got to remember, in Benny's district, they don't think twice about a felony. They kill people.
They set Wanda Evers. They cut the head off of Wanda Evers signs and set them on fire.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay, y'all. We
They're
don't
vicious.
have much left here. I'd like to thank Taylor Turcotte for being here. I'd like to thank Debbie Bergansky for being here. She's running for Supervisor District 5. And of course,
Election commissioner.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, I ran for supervisor, right?
You ran for supervisor.
Might as well go ahead and plug me too. And of course, Ron Eller, who's running against Benny Thompson. Go to helpron.com. Help him out. Let's get him in. The Jameson Haygood Show is next, who will make sense of all of this corruption, all of this stuff, and he will point blank tell you the enemy inside is sometimes Republican. And we just got to get through this election, because coming out of this election, I'm going to be on fire on your butts. But anyway, we'll see you tomorrow right here on the Chip Matthews Show.
Bye, y'all.
Out.
to them. And normally I see
Well,
Steve.
y'all
We'll
enjoy
get
it.
all that stuff cut
Never
off.
tried this facial glass stuff before.
Bye, y'all.
Sponsored by
See you
Try
later.
to
Well,
get 'em all.
actually, I'll see you tomorrow.
See you soon.
Case
It's
just
not
ended
gonna let
after
me
an
out of it.
independent panel released its findings today. A House report is out on the Trump assassination attempt.